in today's show, new software that lets you make your own Magic Eye picture.
It takes me ages to get into these. If you're the same, you might want to video the show this week because we've got loads more of these pictures later on in the programme. Our main review is Pitfall, the Mayan adventure, a revamped, revitalised version of a video games classic.
And I'll be reporting from the newest and largest cinema screen complex here in New York City.
Now, you've probably seen these Magic Eye pictures or stereograms before because they seem to be everywhere at the moment. Basically, the idea is that you look through the picture and focus your eyes in the distance, and then a 3D image should appear in the pattern. Now, basically, the way it works is that normally when you look at a picture, you focus in on one point. But with a stereogram, you have to look through the picture, and this forces your eyes apart. So your left eye looks at the left-hand side of the picture, your right eye looks at the right-hand side of the picture, and because of that, you have a separate image in each eye, and that's why you get a 3D image. And if you're still not getting it, here's the hidden picture, a chess set. And if you want some more practice, video the programme and you can watch it back later on. And we've also got a few tips to help you see the 3D.
These stereograms on the video wall haven't come from a book or a poster. They've come from a new software package called Stereo World. It's available for PC, Amiga and Archimedes. It's got loads of other pictures in it, including ones like this. Now, these are much easier. These are called floaters. Now, stand in front of your screen about 1 metre away. And if you can't get the image by focusing beyond the picture, try going cross-eyed for a bit. You should eventually see the 3D image appear. You also need to be fairly relaxed, so you might do a bit better when you watch this programme on video a bit later on. The package also comes with some animated stereo pictures. This one's a head which turns from left to right, and this one's a bike which morphs into a car and back into a bike again. And there are even some 3D games. This one's called Lunar Lander, and you can also annoy your friends by creating your own 3D stereograms. Click on this typeface just to start by building up the image that you want to create. Put a B in there, and an A in here, and a D in there. No prizes for guessing what I'm going to spell. There are also some objects that you can use. We'll have an explosion, I think, around about there. Then what about those heads I saw? Yes, let's put one of those here and another one there like that. Now I need to choose a background, and I like this Indian fella here. Now watch very carefully when I click on this, because you'll see the whole background shuffle to make up my 3D stereogram. There it goes. As it scrolls down the screen, the background shuffles around and creates my own bad influence 3D stereogram ready for printing out.
Ah, hello, Thurtlers. This is anti-gravity paint. Oh, brilliant, it works. I'll paint some more things later, but first, here's a hot cheat for Lion King on the Mega Drive. On the options screen, just press right A, B and start. Then you can turn the cheat mode on by using left and right and select a level. Let's see, Stampede, there we go. This is brilliant. Perhaps I should have called it Cheetah King. Anyway, there we go, Stampede. And now for another anti-gravity experiment. Oh no, I've got some paint on my fingers.
Yep, I've got it. I can really see it. That's amazing.
Violet, you had it upside down.
Our main review this week is Pitfall, the Mayan adventure on the SNES, a re-release of an old Atari classic. This is what it looked like back in 1982, and the original actually appears as a level in the new game. Pitfall 1994 style stars Harry Jr., son of the first Pitfall hero. His mission is to save his father, who's been kidnapped by an evil Mayan spirit. Here's Sahaya.
This game was worth bringing back from the dead, but it still needs emergency surgery. The animation's outstanding, but there's only 8 levels and many of them look the same. The main sprite, Harry Jr., has incredibly fluid movements, and overall the animation in the game is excellent. What you have to do here is jump on the crocodiles' heads and the lilies to make your way over the river. The sound's crisp and really adds to the enjoyment of the gameplay. One thing I have to say though is that once you've played this bit over and figured out what to do, you just won't want to play it again. It's not really a game you want to keep coming back to. Some of the puzzles in this game are rather tricky. Here I'm trapped in an area, and to escape I have to pull a sequence of levers. That's the first one. Just jump over here and go through here. To find another lever which opens a trap door below. The first time you see this, it's really interesting and poses a challenge, but the second and third time, it's just a bore. It's got some good touches, but not enough interesting gameplay to make it a SNES classic.
The sound is quite outstanding on this game. It gives you a real sense of actually being there.
Indiana Jones, eat your heart out. This is action-packed stuff.
And the scores. Pitfall, the Mayan adventure, gets an average 3 from the boys and a golden oldie 4 from the girls.
So, mixed feelings there about Pitfall. Now, one of the best things about being on Bad Influence is that you get to play games on the big screen. We use what is known as a back projection unit, which incorporates an extra special bright screen and a massive projector, which is kept behind the scenes here. Now, the reason it's so huge is because it houses an ultra big and powerful lamp and an ultra powerful lens, so you get an extra bright beam, so you get a clear picture. Now, if you fancy one of these set up in your living room, you better start saving now, because it costs an ultra £35,000. This one is a lot smaller, and it'll take you considerably less time to save up for one of these. It's a home unit costing about £700. Now, to demo it properly, I need something close and bright. So, Andy?
Yeah?
Can you come and stand there a second, please?
Sure.
I've just,
Sorry. It's a lovely home you have, Violet, by the way.
Thank you. Turn the lights down, and I need to borrow your chest to have a look. And there you go. Pitfall as played on Andy's chest. Thanks, Andy. You're dismissed. I'll call you if I want anything else. All right.
Okay, bye then.
Now, obviously, it's really intended to be projected onto a wall, but it's not so easy for the camera to see it then. You can use it for videos or TV programmes, and for all you techies out there, it uses a transparent liquid crystal display and can project a picture of up to 5 feet wide. Now, where's my popcorn? Andy?
Still in the shop, Violet. Right, from big video screens to gigantic cinema screens. Last month, Z Wright hopped on the Staten Island ferry to downtown Manhattan to check out the latest, largest and loudest cinema in America. At least it will be if they ever get it finished in time. Violet, get out of there! Sorry about that. Z Wright.
Welcome to the Big Apple, New York City, and my hometown. It's a 24-hour city, and no one here can say there's nowhere to go. There aren't many more famous streets than this, Broadway in the heart of Manhattan. The name Broadway conjures up all that's hot in the world of entertainment here in New York City. And it's here on Broadway that Japanese media giant Sony is putting the finishing touches to a massive new entertainment center, which is opening in November. The centerpiece of this entertainment honeypot is the IMAX cinema, which seats over 800 people and will have the latest in sound and picture technology. This is the smallest professional film format, 16mm, used for some TV programs. Next up is this, 35mm, used for regular run-of-the-mill movies. And this is 70mm, used for blockbusters like Star Wars and Terminator 2. But it's still not big enough to fill a screen 8 stories high. They didn't want to invent a new film size because that would have been very expensive. Instead, they had a clever idea and turned the 70mm film sideways. But that gave them a problem with the projector, because with a larger film size, the film kept breaking because of the speed of the film and the fact that it stops and starts 24 times a second. The IMAX engineers came up with this monster, the IMAX projector. It's a completely different way of projecting movies, using a rolling loop. The technology was designed in 1967, and since then, IMAX have installed over 100 screens around the world. There's one in England, in Bradford. As you might expect, the camera isn't exactly lightweight, but they're not as awkward as they were when they first invented them. The special 3D IMAX camera has 2 lenses spaced the same distance apart as our eyes, which produces 2 similar films. To get a 3D picture, you need to show each eye a slightly different image. The films are projected onto the same place on the screen, but you still need each eye to see the correct picture. This headset picks up a signal from a transmitter and the projector that blackens each eyepiece in turn, so that the right eye sees the right image while the left eye is blacked out. Then the left eye sees the left image while the right eye is blacked out, and so on in sync. This bank of CD players sends 6 channels of sound to speakers spread all around the auditorium. The first 3D film to be shown here will be The Last Buffalo, which tells the story of a newborn buffalo and a cougar on the prowl in their natural environments. The Rolling Stones film At the Max will be another of the films to open here. It's not shot in 3D, but Mick Jagger's lips will be over 20 feet wide when he's in close-up. Think about that when you're munching your popcorn. This is Z Wright, waiting for Curtain up on Broadway for Bad Influence.
And the news from Z is they did finish the cinema on time and it opened last week.
Now for the rest of this week's news and previews.